What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Plastic Power Podcast. This is Starblast Studios alongside Daredevil 19. And of course, today we are back again talking about Demon Slayer. And of course, you know, when we're talking about Demon Slayer, we also got the boy Champ in the house.
Damn!
Let's go.
Damn!
Boy! The Champ is back.
Woo! Doing a little flexing.
No kidding.
The Hulk Hogan. All right.
So, we just released the podcast, you know, for like the previous episode, just like, well, no, it was just episodes with 2 and 3.
2, yeah.
Yeah, 2. So now we're
the first
doing,
one was that first episode. Then we did episode 2.
So in this episode, we're gonna be actually going over the episodes 3 and 4 of the Swordsmith Village arc of Demon Slayer. I'm very excited.
Double dose.
I'm very excited because like there's a lot more here that we're getting into because we're going over 2 episodes.
Yes.
We have a lot, you know, more to get into rather than like, you know, like psychoanalyzing one and getting out as much details as possible for the podcast. We can get into more like, you know, details of the fight. And if you guys are not watching Demon Slayer before actually watching this podcast, pause this episode right now. Go watch the episodes, then come back and hear our thoughts. If you're not doing that, then why are you watching this podcast? Shame on you. Shame on you.
Unless they like getting spoiled.
And then
Some people like it, actually.
Yeah, I know. I have some friends that do, for surprisingly.
And you can watch you can watch Demon Slayer on only available on premium. I mean, Crunchyroll. We might be on other sites. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, the episode 3 starts off. You know what? You start. Okay, I forgot how this starts off.
Yeah, I literally just rewatched it too.
Okay.
So it started off with Katetsu, the kid, and Tanjiro, and then Tanjiro chopped off the doll's head, and they see the sword, and they're like gushing over, like, oh my god! So what's funny is they take the sword out, and then we talked about it last time. It was rusted, and then they got depressed, and then Tanjiro's swordsmith comes up, and he just tries taking the sword from them. He's like, leave it to me. That's all he said. So
they don't know that he actually means like, oh, he's gonna actually fix it. He's just saying leave it to me. Yeah, so they're fighting with him, pulling back and forth on the sword.
But he keeps saying leave it to me. He's like, we don't even know what that means.
But what's funny is we haven't seen him since last time because he disappeared.
The way we haven't seen him since like the beginning of the Entertainment District arc after he fixed Tanjiro's sword and, you know, was basically cursing him for life.
So and what's funny is he comes in and you just hear like stomping. You're like, what the hell is this? And some jacked up dude starts coming out the shadow, and it's him. So he thinks his swords they keep breaking. So he figured if he got jacked and more built, that the swords will come out stronger. So that's why he went and did that.
I was very much expecting him to just come over to Tanjiro and say, "Did you break my f***ing sword?"
Again.
Did you break that sword?
Again. That's number 3. But he wasn't hostile. Go ahead, Champ.
No, he just comes out like built like Master Roshi, and he's like, dude, what's going on? He's like, I did push-ups, sit-ups, and drank a whole lot of milk just to forge this sword for you.
I did Saitama's workout ritual. But yeah, that caught me off guard. I was like, whoa, what the hell? Because all of a sudden he is jacked up. Veins are popping out. It's like, what, you just shoot up a ton of steroids? So yeah, they're now yanking the sword back and forth, fighting. And then I think Tanjiro was able to get the sword, but then another
not before the
swordsmith
tickle
comes
technique.
up. Yeah. Did you know who that other swordsmith was?
I don't remember his name, but you're talking about like the kid that was helping him train, right?
It's
there was another guy, wasn't there? Like
the one who tickled him. That guy.
Oh, okay.
Isn't he like the village chief or something like that? The head of the
That's who I thought it was, but it's Inosuke's sword maker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I thought it was him too. I'm like, because he was shorter, just like the chief, but I think the chief had like grayish or white hair. But yeah, he comes in here and tells them the tickle technique for him, because once
right on the
they
side.
do
The only way to subdue
once they
him.
do it long. Yeah, once they do it long enough, he passes out from it, from just laughing too much.
The comedy in this show, I always like because it's like hilarious and then it gets dark, but when it like the comedy bits come in, it like it throws me off guard. And I'm just like, well, okay, we're doing this now.
It's like this comedy, then dark. It just flips like that, which we'll get up to shortly, actually. But another part that was super funny is when his swordsmith was knocked out and they were talking to Inosuke's swordsmith. You could see Katetsu, the little boy, he was flicking rocks as hard as he could at the head of Tanjiro's swordsmith.
I just love the little animations they have going in the background. It's just like something like...
and he was really like flicking them hard as hell, and you see they're like bing, bing, bing. And then he said something and woke him up. And then he got all hostile and grabbed Katetsu because he said something about him like, oh, he has a horrible personality. That's why he doesn't have a wife yet. He's like, what? And he chips up and grabs him. He's like, what'd you say? And then Tanjiro and the other swordsmiths start chasing him. Hurry up, tickle technique. They're trying to get him, and then they do. And then I think after that, we cut off. Oh, yeah. This whole beginning of episode 3 was just so hilarious, because then we cut over now to Tanjiro, and he's explaining what's going on, like he's talking to a really good friend, like he's talking to Nezuko or Mitsuri. But then you see him eating, talking, and then it pans to Genya, and he's like, why the hell are you in here talking to me? Because he's in, like, Genya's house or something. And he bugs out on him. I'm like, what is going on here? But, yeah, he starts... go ahead, Champ. Yeah, just cut me off whenever, guys.
No, what I love about Genya is that it's the same voice actor for Bakugo and My Hero. And Genya acts a lot like Bakugo.
It's like Bakugo.
You have the protagonist who's just like, yeah, I'm going to be the hero. I'm going to do nice things for people. Genya Bakugo just like, shut the hell up, you damn nerd.
Yeah, their personalities are so similar, too. That's what's also really cool, but it's pretty much Bakugo in Demon Slayer.
Yeah. What's interesting is like when they were having a conversation, Tanjiro mentioned like, "Hey, didn't you lose like a tooth or something back in the
yeah, he
hot
still
springs?"
had it.
Yeah, and he's like, "Wait,
your tooth.
how'd you know?" What? He's like, "Wait, how'd you know?"
Yeah, he got all serious once he said that too.
I'm gonna be honest though, like that kind of was. I don't blame the guy for finding that weird. I kind of found that weird too. Why does just Tanjiro just find a random tooth on the ground and was like, I'm gonna hold on to this?
He's like, you kept it?
Yeah, here's the tooth I found. Like,
even
why?
if you lose a tooth, you can't like put it back in. If you lose a tooth, it's gone. You can't have a tooth put back in there.
Well, no, I mean they could if the tooth is cleaned up, they can do some like they have dentists. They can take pieces of like a tooth or like they can reconnect it with like some help like things that stick it together that doesn't like
like dental. They have like dental glue and all.
Yeah,
types
they
of
probably
shit.
have
cement.
something like that they can.
Yeah, they use a cement. Yeah, I didn't know that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. That's the only explanation. We're talking about a fictional like world in which samurais are still well, not samurais, but like you know what I mean.
Like if my front tooth chipped, maybe they could just glue it. Yeah, okay, all right. So yeah, he could if it was something like that. I like how we jumped into this during Demon Slayer, but yeah, that is weird. It's like why that was in my mouth for years. And you're just holding it with your hand, too. But, I mean, it's anime, But that's the second time he told Genya, like, I have your tooth.
I mean,
so
it is the world of anime. I mean, they could just, like, if people in Naruto are just able to take out each other's eyes and just, like, use them, teeth are not that far out of reach,
Well, look at One Piece. Luffy's tooth got knocked out, and he drank milk, and it grew back.
Imagine doing that in real life. It's like, hey,
right? That would be so awesome. I hate teeth because Guy goes to dentist. It's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But, all right, let's get back to the episode. So, anything else good happen there? Didn't he say something to Genya that kind of...
I think that one
that
thing in particular
Michiro?
that needs to be remembered is the specific thing for the guy who uses misbreeding technique. Tanjiro specifically told him that when you do good things for others, good things happen back to you. And it's
and that has a big meaning in this arc to him. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely some foreshadow with his character.
Yeah, because Genya just kicked them out. Then we went to a someone else's place. I guess it was Tanjiro, because so cute, because he was there with Nezuko and she's in her little kid form and he's braiding her hair just like Mitsuri's. So you could tell she likes Mitsuri and like looks up to her, which I found that funny.
It's adorable.
Yeah, and then they fell asleep and
Kawaii!
But they fell asleep, and then Michiro, you guys could either call him, I think Tokito's easier to remember than Michiro, but, or just call him what you've been calling him. But, yeah.
I'm going to call him Mochi.
But, yeah, he goes up to Tanjiro and, like, pinches his nose. And most people breathe out their nose when they're sleeping, so you're cutting off his air to breathing, but it woke him up, and they're having that conversation, and he said something, and that's when he said that you do good things for people, and good things will happen to you over time. And then he said something else, and for the first time ever, you saw, like, a different expression on Michiro's face, and it's like, holy shit, he's showing an emotion. And then we got like a little flashback. Did you like get his flashback? Like you understood what happened with him?
When he was
younger,
when he was laying down all blood. Oh no, you go ahead.
No, because you're thinking about the next episode. But like, the flashback basically showed him like, when he was younger, he used to like, be filled with like all this energy and emotion, and he would be like a very hopeful individual. And then in the next episode, which we'll get into later, in the flashback, you actually see what exactly happened. Well, you don't see what happened, but you see like
something,
the state. So it implies that something happened that caused
the aftermath.
Yeah, that caused him to like not have those same emotions. Like he's basically locked in this suspended state, in which prevents him from, feeling.
Pretty much has amnesia.
Yeah, something like that. Well,
yeah.
I wouldn't call it amnesia. I feel like it's actually more severe than that, because I feel like people with amnesia would still like have basic traits like empathy and such. Because I think that some of this stuff is instinctively driven into you, and not necessarily something that's taught. It's something that you do. And so this effectively also messed with his own like instincts as well. I mean, his fighting instincts are there, but his his ability to feel emotion was messed up.
As a human, yes. Yeah, so something happened because his head was all bandaged up, so he got hit in the head hard or something, because his memory is gone and he's like emotionless, kind of like a robot. So that's why he's like that. So now we're learning more about him as a character, which now makes sense as to why he's an asshole. It's because he doesn't have emotions. So now you kind of feel bad for him in a way. So
honestly, that crow does not help him at all. Like he's just like that crow. If anything, just like instigates him to act like that even more.
I hate that crow so much.
Yeah, bad influence. Get out of here, crow.
Agreed.
But but what Champ was just saying, how it goes from comedy to going dark, or comedy to drama, or just flips real quick. So it's pretty much like a comedic part right here with Tanjiro and Tokito, and then all of a sudden they both sense something, and then Upper Moon 4 starts creeping in, Hantengu, all creepy, like he's not even walking in, he's like crawling in, like
he's like all
Gollum
sad
from
and
Lord
stuff.
of the Rings. He's like,
and he's just, they're just like, what the hell is this? But right when Tanjiro notices he's an Upper Moon, Tokito right away just went into just went on guard in attack mode and did like I think a 6th mist form, which is pretty cool. I like the way that it's animated and the mist looks like once he starts going into attack. all the mist starts coming up from behind him. So I thought that was really cool, the way that looked.
And he just instantly just decapitated the demon. And normally, if this was any other kind of demon, the battle would have just ended right there. But because he's in Upper Moon, of course it's not over. And boy, has this, gone on for quite a little bit. So he slices his head off, and then the head, he regrows a whole body from his head, and then the other part of his head, like, he turns into, like, some other, like, character, and it's like he suddenly becomes two demons. Which I'm just like, what? So I'm thinking, how are they gonna beat this guy? So then they like, I don't remember the exact order of things here, but they basically I think Tokido gets knocked away, and then
the guy with the fan just once flip slash or whatever of it, and he went soaring like, holy shit.
Yeah, he flew out of the house and into the woods.
Yeah. And then like they decapitate the demons again, and that is split us into 4 demons. I'm just like,
because Genya pops up, so we finally see Genya, but they split. He doesn't know yet, and he shoots one of their heads and then chops off the other one
with a sawed-off shotgun. He's like, screw all this sword, and I'm just gonna blast in this game and start.
But he's like, I want best of both worlds. A knife and a gun, or a sword and a gun. But that's cool, too. It's different. It's not the same old Hashira or Demon Slayer just with a sword. He has one of the shorter swords, and then he has a dope freaking sawed-off shotgun. Yeah, so after he decapitated them, then Tanjiro, after, says, don't do that, because they're going to multiply. And he's like, shit.
To quote Hercules, the Disney animated film, would you stop it with the head slicing?
Man, I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, that's a reference only a few people will know if you've seen Disney or Hercules.
I've seen it, but I don't remember it.
Surprisingly, that's one of the few Disney movies I haven't seen.
Really?
It's a good one.
I know,
it's a good movie.
And it's like I feel like it's one that I should have definitely seen by now. But like, just like this, because back in the day, like we just had very few VHS tapes, and that was just one of the stuff that I just did not have. But
and back in like the 90s, that's when they were at their prime with their movies too, like late 90s and stuff.
Yeah, unlike today with the remakes.
Well, that's another episode for another day. But back to Demon Slayer. So like,
I don't remember Genya, wasn't he like disqualified? He's not like an official Demon Slayer, is he?
No, he's an official Demon Slayer. Like, he was one of the few that survived. He was just a prick. That's the only difference.
Oh yeah. Another funny thing is Genya's like mad at Tanjiro because he's like, "You broke my arm during final selection," and then Tanjiro's reaction.
Did I?
Oh yeah, you deserve that.
Yeah, because you're being rude.
Yeah, but the way he was saying it, his face was all like lit up and like sparkles.
Oh yeah, you deserve that.
Because you were hurting a woman. Yeah, that was funny too. But yeah, every time like Genya came in, this is something that kind of like pissed me off because it's reminding me of Vegeta. So every time Genya would come in, like, oh yeah, Genya's here, he'll do a move and it like doesn't affect them, and then they just hit him with a hit and knock him out, and then it happens again. Yeah, it happened like 3 different times with him. It's like, damn, can't he do a little bit more? He was getting
like, I'm a badass guy. Get stabbed.
No! But what was cool, the first time he got stabbed, so now we're heading towards the end of episode 3. I think that was pretty much everything in episode 3, right?
Yeah, everyone gets separated. I know Nezuko and Genya are fighting. Nezuko transforms into her badass demon form. Genya. Yeah. So those two are still like in the building fighting
the
2
3
of the I think there was
2 of them.
Was it 2 or 3 of them?
I know there's 4 by the end of episode 4.
Yeah,
but they were left there one of them, and the one that flies grabbed Tanjiro and flew off.
Yeah, he's fighting so there's basically 4 of them, I remember. There's anger, joy, sorrow, and then relaxation, I believe.
Pleasure.
Or pleasure,
yeah. So 2 like negative emotions and 2 kind of positive-ish emotions.
Yeah, there's a lot of names for them. Sekiro is the one with the staff. He's kind of like
the serious one.
Yeah, the serious kind of like almost
like kill him now.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. That was that one. Like that's the anger one, right?
Yeah, he's the one. He's the mage of the group.
Yeah, he was
Summons
pretty
lightning
badass.
and shit. Yeah.
I didn't write down their names or anything, so I'll leave this part to you, champ.
Yeah, I don't know. So I remember like because basically it kind of flows between episodes fluently. So
Yeah.
Tanjiro's fighting the one that's Joy. He's the bird one.
That's Joy. Okay.
You're Yorji. You're Uroji. Someone's probably
Yoroji.
How you say? Yoroji. There you go. See.
Yeah.
He was fighting him, and he basically I think all of them has the attack where they open their mouths and they release this like kind of like
screech from the grudge.
Yeah. But Tanjiro finds out like Tanjiro finds out like the more you divide these guys, like the more they like separate, like the weaker that blast becomes.
Just the weaker they become. Yeah, the more they split up, the weaker he becomes. Yeah.
So Tanjiro's still trying to find out like their weakness, and he's kind of putting it together bit by bit.
He's figuring it out slowly throughout pretty much the entirety of episode 4.
Yeah, he's getting messed up.
Yeah,
by Yoroji, because holy crap, he's like clawing him, throwing up in the. He's like playing with them.
And to tell you, if a bird was attacking me like a hawk, I'd rather them peck me with their beak than hit me with their talons.
Yeah,
I could kill you. If they hit you on your neck, they'll kill you.
Yeah.
Like every time he's getting scratched out, I'm just like.
I will say, like, because it did seem like he was getting scratched, but then, and like you saw blood, but then you'd look at his clothes and there was no scratch marks on there. I feel like the animation, like, I don't, like, with the detail and such, like, I don't know if it was an error, but if they're showing blood,
I feel like on the Blu-ray they might add more like cuts and blood.
His clothes, his clothes are perfectly fine in that scene. So I'm just like wondering, well, how bad is this damage? I don't know how.
Well, it's like the last cut he got. It's like that was the main focus, because that stayed on. Like, blood was all on his shoulder. I remember that. But, yeah, all, like, the different cuts. Now that I think about it, I don't even think he had, like, rips on his clothing.
He didn't.
Or anything.
No, he didn't. Yeah, and so... But, like, I think that one of the... But it was interesting seeing how he basically used his intuition and such to realize how he's going to, like, take advantage of the fight. Oh! Okay, so the we somewhat like talked about this like when we were going over the previous episode, but with I believe what's his name, the Mist Hashira.
Yoshiro. Muichiro, or you can call him Tokido.
Okay, Tokido. That demon upper moon person that like comes out of the pot, so he eats like a human, like someone in the Swordsmith village. And then you also see like this gigantic fish about to, like eat that kid that was helping Tanjiro train. And the only reason that Muichiro went in to save him, because he was thinking, well, this kid's insignificant. Protecting the village and such is the main priority. But because of what Tanjiro said, he's like about helping people. He was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go in there. I'm gonna save the kid. And he cuts the fish's head off, but then realizes that's not the weakness. Destroys the pot. That does it. And then all of a sudden, then the kid is like all thankful to him, and then like just like rushing back to the village.
Oh
yeah,
and he's like, "Can you slow down?" Because he's running so fast. He's like, "You keep talking, you're gonna bite your tongue off." It's like, oh god. But yeah, when Gyoko sucked the swordsmith in there, it was so like cringy and creepy because you hear his bones breaking as he's sucking him into the vase. It's like, oh man.
I want to say this though: the CGI for the fish is really, really good. You can tell that it's CGI. But
I actually wanted to bring that up now that you mentioned it, because I know I heard that some people actually had problems with it for some reason.
That's what I heard too, but I thought it looked fine. I thought it looked really good.
If you're going to have CGI, that is the best way to do it. I was actually thinking like. So who's better at doing CGI? Is it Mappa with their Attack on Titan and Vinland Saga, or whatever thing that they're doing, or is UFOtable better? Because they both managed to have really good CGI that blends in with the style of their shows very well.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. I mean, they might be on par with each other. They seem like they're the two top dogs right now with like new anime and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It does seem like CGI in anime is definitely getting a lot better.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
You know, I feel bad for you Berserk fans out there.
Berserk.
Well, them announcing and making these figures is like, why? It's so random. Like, there was the Berserk remastered Golden Age arc, but that I could see them doing it for that. But did that even start yet?
When does it start?
I don't know. But
if
someone told me
it started, I feel like we would have known about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing going on, so why would they just randomly make these figures, you know? But we could talk about that later.
I mean, I'm just happy that they're making them.
Oh, me too. Hell yeah.
I ain't complaining.
Not me either. And Figma sucks.
Yes.
For not... How long they had that license for?
And never capitalized on it. Oh, man, by the way, I was... some of the bootlegs for their Berserk stuff is like actually like really genuinely good. Like it moves around like
the bootleg Figma ones?
Yeah, like actually hold on. While we're on the topic.
Shit. Let me show you. Yeah, they're only like $20, $30. There's a lot of them out there. A lot for Mayfex.
Bro.
Damn, my dog keeps farting.
This looks official. This legit looks official
it does.
and it moves around and such like, you know, really really well. I did have to like finagle some of the stuff and like take out some of the pegs, and fix up some of the pegs, but it came. Man, I love this look. I love this look for Guts.
Yeah, same here.
Comes out so.
Is that really your favorite helmet out of all of them?
Probably. It just looks all monstrous and stuff. Like I haven't actually gotten to the part of the manga where this takes place.
Oh, you didn't get the skull one. Does it have the skull one?
Yeah, I believe so.
From like the nose up, it's like it's covered kind of like Batman, and then you see where that one's really cool. But that's his main helmet.
Yeah.
Because the skull one was first, then it transformed into that one.
Oh, wait, hold on. I just realized I need to actually insert the face in here so I can...
There's no face in it.
No, I didn't put the face in it.
Champ, do you ever watch Berserk?
I don't know anything about Berserk.
You'd probably really like it.
Yeah.
No, don't watch it. Read the
good,
manga, and then when the remastered Golden Age arc comes out, watch that.
Or you can watch the 97 anime series.
Kentaro Miura, God rest his soul, like draws stuff incredibly well. There's so much detail that goes into it. It's like the best way to watch Berserk, is not to watch the anime, it's to read the manga. It's the one case manga is always going to be superior. Even if they actually do a proper retelling of the story, well done, it's like that artwork is supreme. It cannot be topped. Like they had him like I know we'll get back to Demon Slayer in a sec, but like the fact that when it came to digital art and such, like Kentaro Miura was known for like zooming in like super crazy far when it came to digital art and like just putting in like the littlest bits of details and such into the armor into everything.
Every type of detail is in it. Like he could have Guts standing there in armor. The armor is so fucking detailed, and then behind him's like the woods, like trees and shit. Just that is so detailed. It's just so much, and your mind's like, what the hell is going on here? I'm just talking about how he puts so much detail just into the background too, like in the woods or on a castle. But he's one of the most incredible storytellers also. Like Berserk has one of the most interesting, beautifully told story in manga, pretty much, period. But,
I'm gonna have to check it out then.
Yeah. I mean, you could read it and watch the 97 anime series, or you could watch the updated movies. There's 3 of them on Netflix, but...
Just wait for the remaster. Just wait for the remaster.
Yeah, you can wait for that, too. But I don't know if it's going to be the movies or an anime. But, all right, let's get back to where we're at, because we're almost done.
Anyway.
We got to do a Berserk episode, which we will soon.
Yes.
But we're talking about the fish. And
the fishies.
Yeah. Well, okay, we can get back. So Tanjiro figures out a very interesting way with his intuition to use that happy bird demon version of the upper moon guy and take himself back into the building that he was thrown out of. And get himself back, and basically save Nezuko. Oh yeah, Nezuko's just being electrocuted, and it gets Tanjiro all pissed off. but it's just like it was
just stabbed with it.
But it was really clever. So he cuts off the actual hand of that birdie, and he uses that to shield him from the lightning. Since his intuition, he's so intuitive, and even the demon recognized this, is that he knows that if he uses that he could use that to shield him, since most likely it's his body. So of course he's going to be immune to that lightning. He uses that to shield him. He goes in. He slices off the tongue. Well, slices off through the head. Goes through the tongue and such, which takes a longer for them to recover from when that takes place. Yeah. Uses that to save Nezuko, but then at that very moment they're vulnerable. But he takes the thing out of Nezuko. It looks like Tanjiro's about to get hit, and Nezuko comes in at the next moment and prevents the demon from actually killing him.
Yeah, you thought he stabbed him, but then you're like, wait, because you see it's being held up. But I thought I'm like, oh shit. But yeah, she was able to stop him. And then, who hit them afterwards? Because they got really
I think it was the guy
up.
with the fan again. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, he was above him and hit him with the fan.
Yeah, I think that's Pleasure.
It's putting, so much pressure on them, and they can't get up off the ground, and you can see the ground caving
them
in.
Right through the floor.
Yeah, so they just get crushed.
They pretty much destroyed the whole ground, and they're just knocked out. Their eyes are white,
So one other thing that was really interesting, that they focused on, that guy with the scars was Bakugo. What's his name? Kind of Genya. So there was multiple instances in which Genya seemed to he should have just died, but he's reciting some sutras. It's like I don't know if it's the Buddha Sutra or something, which I thought was interesting that him of all people was doing that, because he doesn't look anything like that, because if that's obviously where they're taking it from, and he's able to continue and fighting, and it's he gets healed, and it's all of a sudden, because he's reciting the sutra, he's able to keep fighting.
Did you notice when he looked up, because his head was down like this the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
And then when he was kind of finished, he looked up with a smile, and did you notice he had 2 sharp teeth?
I thought that those sharp teeth was already on him. He's always... Maybe...
Nah.
Oh, man. Okay. I didn't know that was a detail from the sutra.
Nope. Yeah, he had 2 sharp teeth, so it kind of hinted at something, but it didn't really go fully into it, so I found that interesting. I'm like, whoa, so what the hell is he chanting?
Channeling.
What did that do to him? Yeah,
chanting,
whatever he was... chanting. Whatever he was saying, I don't know what that was. I don't know if that did something, or we'll probably find out next episode.
I mean, that's interesting, because didn't he pull out a tooth in the hot springs? So
yeah.
Was that hinting at something?
And it grew back. Yeah. His tooth grew back. So it's like, what? Can I have that ability?
That is pretty interesting.
I wish I had that ability. My 2 bottom teeth are messed up. I would love that.
Well, when that happened, he attacked the other one, and once again, I think shot him in the head or something. But then when he did that, the other one electrocuted him, right? And then he was out for the count. Mm-hmm. So now Genya's down. Tanjiro and Nezuko are down. Yuichiro's doing his own thing. He's with Katetsu, running towards the village. And then we're still missing one person. Mitsuri. Where the is she? Good enough. Where is she? Then all of a sudden we see her crow saying yo, let's go. They're under attack. And you see her just booking it, heading over there. Was she flipping around?
She was just she was running it's great that I was so close, to this village, when this took place.
Oh, she left.
Well, she
was stationed somewhere close, I believe. That's what she said when she was running. I was like, oh, luckily I was stationed close by.
Because she was waiting for her sword, that's right. Wait till you see her sword. It's oh, wait, you guys seen it.
Yeah, it's in the intro. It's the whip sword.
Yeah. So it's like that one character from Soul Calibur, the woman. What's her name?
Get ready for the comments. Be like, God, I wish Mitsuri would whip me with that sword.
What's cool though, nobody else can use their sword. They'll kill themselves if they try to. Because
I didn't know
there's
that.
A specific way. Yeah. Well, you need to be trained in how to use it.
I guess it makes sense.
A whip is dangerous too. You whip yourself. all the time, and it's pretty much a metal whip.
It's a sword
with a bladed end. Yeah.
Again, I'm just ready for the thirsty comments when she's like fighting and using the weapon. They're like, "It should have been me. It should have been me."
But yeah, like it was interesting too because like there's like that fish was not the only fish in the sea. There was like a whole lot more.
There's a bunch of purple ones.
A whole army of them
like
came running down the hill.
Just like thinking, all these demons have very fascinating abilities. I think they're pretty darn cool. And then like they're saying like the village is getting attacked. I'm just like wondering, man, like as I'm thinking about this, it's just like every single area that Tanjiro goes to, like right after. Right after he leaves from like the area which he heals from, it always has like a crazy like high level demon there. And I'm just like I'm wondering if there's a specific in universe reason for that, like he's cursed or something, like demons are just attracted to him specifically. Hence the
it
reason
could
why.
be, but remember Muzan wants him and his sister dead. He wants them killed too. So that's another
true.
thing.
But at the same time, it's like, well, a lot of these instances in which he did go after, some of these demons, it wasn't in particular because, they were going after him. It was coincidental. Entertainment District arc, like it wasn't that the demons were specifically targeting Tanjiro. Is that
they were already there.
Yeah, they were already. Yeah, exactly. They were already there. doing their thing and just like eating people.
Yep.
So
it's like Tanjiro. Go ahead.
I would just hope the Swordsmith village actually stays in one piece, because the entertainment district village like that got decimated. Wiped off the planet with that battle.
Will it be destroyed? Find out next time. Yeah, hopefully it's not.
Because I think there's a lot more at stake here. Because if that village goes, then that kind of it's not good for the Demon Slayer corpse.
Yeah.
That would bring the tension up even more, though. It would definitely bring the tension up higher.
I think they need to relocate anyway, because the demons and Muzan know where the village is now, regardless. So they do have to relocate anyway. So I guess if it does get destroyed, it'll suck, but no more hot springs with Mitsuri in it, unless it's another one.
No! God damn it.
No! Help me!
All right, but I think that pretty much does it. Let us know what you guys think about the episodes. Is there anything else that we're missing here? I feel like we got everything.
Yeah, it's just we haven't seen Gyoko yet, which I can't wait for that. And we haven't really seen Michiro in action. And Mitsuri, and I think we're about to see it possibly next episode. At least one.
I'm waiting for the part of that that's in the intro where you just see all like Tanjiro and the two Hashiras fighting alongside one another against like this big beast demon stuff. It's gonna get. I can tell there's so much more that's gonna end up happening. It's looking really cool. I'm excited. So
yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah. All right, with that being said, let us know what you guys think of the episode. Let us know what you think of the podcast. I look forward to seeing you guys' comments down in the comments section down below. And then, depending on you're on Spotify or YouTube and everything. All right, guys, I'll see you guys later. We'll see you guys next time.
Do the Q&A.
Till then.
Bye! Thanks for listening to our episode. If you're on YouTube and watch the video, then thank you for watching as well. We are your hosts, Starblast Studios, and me, Daredevil 19. And if you enjoyed our episode on Spotify, be sure to give us a follow and a rating. And we do thank you. And if you did watch this on YouTube, be sure to give a like if you liked it, and a subscribe if you enjoyed it. And we will catch you on the next episode of the Plastic Power Podcast.